name's Elizabeth Snyder, and my project was on the reform of the recycling program to improve the education of the public and the profitability for the companies. Recycling is not a new system. It's been around as early as 9th century Japan, and it wasn't introduced into America until the late 1600s. At this point, Americans would take old cotton and linen and turn it into paper to be used in newspapers and Bibles. At this point in time, countries were not focused on the environmental impacts that recycling would have. It was more of a financial benefit to take products that already existed and turn it into new materials. Moving forward in time, in America during the World Wars, specifically World War II, the practice of recycling became even more important to help the war effort. We recycled tires for their rubber and metals, and this was because waste was a big problem, and we needed to save the money to spend it elsewhere. So later in the century came the curbside recycling program that grew in popularity, and this was based on the environmental impacts that it could have. This was a multi-stream system where all the glass would go in one container, the plastic in another, and the aluminum in another, which was mildly inconvenient for Americans, but it was still better than the lack of a program we had before. So in the following decades, starting in the 1990s and going into the early 2000s, we developed the single stream program that we have today, where you could put all of your recyclable items into a single bin that would be sorted later instead of the multiple bins that you had before. Single-stream recycling had its own problems. Once you could put everything in the same bin, people would get confused about what could and couldn't be recycled. If you put a non-recyclable item into the bin, it could contaminate everything in it, the truckload that it goes into, and possibly even items in the factory later. This confusion is the main problem with single-stream recycling, and it can be remedied by advertisements. These advertisements would be an investment by the companies, such as TV commercials, radio commercials, billboards, other things from just like other businesses do, that would improve the education of the public. They would include things like what can you recycle, what can't you recycle, where can you take bigger goods like tires or electronics that you can't put in your normal recycling bin. These kind of things would educate the public to make recycling even easier for them. This is really the only change in investment from the normal recycling program. This reform would just increase the amount of money that companies, whether they already exist or they don't exist yet, would increase the amount of money that they spend on their public outlook. So the system that we tend to use the most now is the straight line. We start with a brand new product, we sell it to consumers. Consumers use it and it ends up in a landfill. If we want to make it the same product or another new product, we have to start with new raw materials. This takes money and this takes time. So an optimal system would start instead with the occasional input of raw materials that are being made into new products that are then sold to consumers who use them, and instead of going to a landfill, they go to the recycling companies. This recycling company makes them back into their raw material that can be sold to manufacturers who yet again make new products. And instead of having infinite inputs and infinite outputs, we have occasional input, occasional output, and the rest moves in this cycle. This system, while being environmentally safe, is fiscally responsible for the recycling companies in this point here, where they're selling their products back to the manufacturers for them to make new products. Although this won't solve all of our problems right away, it will have a runaway effect. We will start by making it easier to recycle. Then people will recycle more. Recycling companies will like this profit and they'll want to improve and make it even easier. When everything becomes environmentally and physically beneficial, people are very likely to do it.